Hey guys, Jake Does Sports here. Calm after the storm of an abysmal loss to Marshall. I'm sorry I wasn't able to get the video out sooner to you guys. It's not that I'm cowering or anything, but if you want to see me get mad about this game, just go to the halftime report. I wanted to kind of reflect and really think about and soak in the loss and just kind of see what really the underlying issues are with this team. And it's more than Tommy Rees. I'm going to tell you right now, Tommy Rees needs to go. It's a Scott Frost situation at Nebraska. He's this bad where he needs to go, but he's not the only reason this team is suffering. But it's just unbelievable the amount of talent we have to only score 21 points against Marshall. You just can't. You cannot do that. And so you can't do that. The amount of talent we have several 4 stars, and it's just unbelievable the amount of talent that he's wasting. And he's going to sink the program. He really is. Listen, man, with all these people saying that he's Notre Dame Irish through and through, that's great, and he can be around the program in one way or another, but to give him the offensive coordinator position is just unbelievable and abysmal. You cannot do that. You just can't, man. He's got to go. And, there are so many underlying issues that I'm going to talk about now, but just getting back to the loss, probably one of the worst losses I've ever seen as a Notre Dame fan. I've started watching since 2014, 2015. Obviously, that loss against Stanford, last game of the season, that one hurt so badly. That one was a horrible loss. But in terms of embarrassing losses, Texas definitely in 2016. Oklahoma State last year was pretty god awful. This might top it, though, honestly. Notre Dame had a 42-game winning streak against unranked teams, and they blew it. So, what can you really say besides Notre Dame played awful? I think everyone knows that. It's what's most concerning is that they just got completely outcoached in this game. It wasn't... That's why it's so hard for teams like Marshall, because they have less talent and apparently less coaching, but I don't know. Notre Dame got their butts whooped. It was ridiculous. I don't know. I don't know. Marcus needs to start winning games. The honeymoon's over now. You got to start winning ball games or stuff's going to go downhill. I think Marcus could do abysmal this season. I don't think he's getting fired, though. The recruiting upside is too big with him. But, my goodness, he needs to make some power moves and fast. The O-line coach and Tommy Rees got to go. They got to go. It's ridiculous how he's still staying. I don't know. Fire him as soon as possible. Whenever is convenient. It's not whenever is convenient for you. Sorry. You need to fire him ASAP before the program takes a nosedive. Might as well you should put all the freshmen in. This isn't me being pessimistic. All goals we had for the season are out the window. Notre Dame can't even make a New Year's 6 at this point. I think we went 10-2 in when was it, 2019? I think 2019. And I think we had losses to Georgia and Michigan. We didn't even sniff the New Year's 6. If you think we're going to get away with a loss to Ohio State and Marshall and make it in, that's just not happening. I'm not even concerned about that right now. We can't even talk about getting to 10 wins because we can't even win a game. We're 0-2 right now. We haven't won a game. Marcus Freeman's 0-3 for the first time ever as a Notre Dame head coach. And everything that did go wrong went wrong. It's crazy that only a few weeks ago we were talking about this team possibly contending for national championships. And listen, they can get back up to that stage. I mean, there's a reason we were talking about it. There was a reason we were talking about it. But major things need to change. Major things need to change. And fast. Because it's the longer you have these guys in there that are killing your program, the longer it's going to take for you to win actual meaningful games. That's just facts and reality. I don't think anyone can debate that. I don't. If you still want Tommy Rees on this team, I don't know what you're doing, man. I don't know what you're doing. I mean, and listen, and then oh my goodness, I forgot to even mention that Buckner's out for the season. I mean, honestly, I pray for the dude, man. I mean, that just sucks. He played well. I think he played well against Ohio State. And Tommy Rees was completely unprepared. I don't know what he was doing the week preparing for Marshall. Did you think you were just going to show up and get a gold star and win the game? That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Listen, man, I said I wasn't going to get mad, but you have to prepare. You have to prepare. And he can't. He doesn't know how to prepare. He can't be creative. Just go. Just go. Just leave the program. Just go. You're killing talent as we speak. All Buckner can do is run because because he's not creative. And the one time he was being creative with Buckner's legs, he ditched it. And then Buckner got injured. Now you have to bring in Drew Pine. And it's, I mean, I don't know what to say. I think Pine's a solid quarterback. I don't think people are giving Pine enough credit. I think he's too short, definitely, but I think he's decent. But he's not getting you to 10 wins. I mean 8-4 max this season. 8-4 max. And that's assuming you fire Tommy Rees ASAP. He needs to go. I mean, the biggest issue is who are you going to replace him with? I don't know who would want to take the OC position. So you might have to wait the rest of the year, which would suck. And again, most of these Brian Kelly recruits are in. Just not great wide receivers. I mean, like, meh wide receivers. That's also killing your program. Marcus needs to get someone out of the transfer portal. He needs to use the transfer portal. He needs to start recruiting big boy offensive players. I mean, there's so many things wrong with this team. Do you want to start with this season or the next? I don't know where to begin. Seriously. And I've already been talking for 8 minutes. It's just unreal. I mean, moral of the story is I feel bad for Buckner. Any hopes and dreams we had this season are completely out the window. Tommy Rees and the O-line coach need to go yesterday. And Marcus needs to buck up. Tommy Rees, he's a big problem. He's not the only problem. He's not the only problem. I really do like Marcus, and I think he has the capabilities to turn it around. I mean, we weren't just talking all that great stuff about him because we just didn't believe it. I mean, I think it is true. If he plays his cards right, he can be an elite football head coach at Notre Dame. But it's a rough start, and he needs to start winning games, and it starts with Cal. I know I was saying it started with Marshall, now it starts with Cal. Because if you can't beat Cal, you're going to get road graded by UNC and the frickin' Mormons. And that'd just be sad. If we lose to BYU, man, the one year we play them, I mean, like, what do you want me to say right now, dude? I don't know. Shout out to the Marshall fans. I actually did see one fan in the comments of Marshall. So, shout out to you, man. Your team whooped our butts. You're the better team this year, honestly. I don't care what our record is. I don't care if you lose your next 10 games and we win our next 10. It's just, you guys beat us fair and square on our turf. And we paid freaking Marshall to come in there and whoop our freaking butts. And that's just what happened. Lack of preparation, no creativity, and a lack of effort. I mean, that's another thing that concerns me heavily, is the players are not fighting. They're not fighting. They're just Irish. They're not the fighting Irish. Where's the fight? Where's the fight in this team? There's none. There's none. There's absolutely none. And listen, if we ended up squeaking out a victory today, this wouldn't be happening. But you either win games or you lose them, and this loss is detrimental to the program. It's detrimental. We can't lose games like that. Tommy's got to go. I don't know how many times I have to say it. He's got to go. I feel like anyone would be better than him. I mean, you see these offenses around the country with so much less talent than us. So much less talent. And they're able to score because they're creative. They find different ways to stretch the field. Tommy doesn't do that. He doesn't do that. He runs it up the middle 5 times in a row. That's what he does. That's what he does. Straight and simple. He doesn't use the talent to his advantage. And he's literally the most uncreative person I've ever seen. And the offense is getting to a point where it's hurting the defense. That's how bad it is right now. It wasn't great under Brian Kelly from like 2016 to whenever he left. But it was tolerable. We were winning ball games. It's getting to the point where you're losing to freaking Marshall. And that's just unacceptable. I think we have a good defense. I'm really not worried about that. The offense is in one of the worst places I've ever seen it. Really. It's unreal, dude. I mean, you don't have a single quarterback on the roster that started over 2 games. That's unreal. That's just ridiculous. There's a reason. Listen, I hate on Brian Kelly, and I think he is a clown, but there's a reason he went to get Jack Cohn last year out of the transfer portal. There's a reason. It's not that he was some star quarterback, but he was experienced. And, he was experienced. That's all there is to it. There's no experience on the roster. And you can only bring a young guy in to play if he's had a considerable amount of snaps, which is unlikely because he's young or he's a special case. And I love Buckner and I love Drew Pine, honestly. I like both of those guys. But they're not experienced and they're not elite. Straight and simple. And if Marcus wants to bring it to the next level, he's going to have to recruit elite or he's going to have to find a great quarterback out of the transfer portal. And he's done none of those things. He's done none of them. But it's getting to the point where your OC is so uncreative and you have so little quarterback depth on the roster and your wide receivers are so vanilla, plain, just average. They're so average. All of that combined makes an offense that is so incompetent that you cannot beat Marshall. No win is guaranteed this season anymore. I wouldn't be surprised if Michael Mayer left the team. He's the only elite offensive player left on our team. Only elite offensive player left. We don't have, guys like Chase Claypool, Miles Boykin, they're gone. Those ages are done. You need to start recruiting. Bring that talent back into the program. But you're not. You need to figure things out too, Marcus. This is you. You're the head man now. You're the boss man. You make these decisions. You need to fire Tommy Rees and the O-line coach. You need to find good replacements for them. You need to look at the transfer portal for next year. You need to recruit offensive players too. You don't win ball games with just defense. You don't. He needs to do several things. And I'm not clicking the panic button yet. I'm not saying this team that Marcus should get fired. I mean, I saw Notre Dame fans saying Marcus should get fired. It's his first 2-3 games, guys. Let's hold the brakes. We played it close with Ohio State. It's the only positives I really see right now, but there's potential with the team. But Tommy Rees ain't going to get it done, Chief. He ain't going to get it done. This recruiting on the offensive side and with the transfer portal ain't going to get it done. This quarterback room ain't going to get it done. This wide receiver room ain't going to get it done. This online coach ain't going to get it done. That's several things. The only thing we have locked down on offense is the tight end room, and Michael Mayer's leaving next year. Or this year. Whatever you want to say. So, this offense is extremely concerning. My prediction for Notre Dame right now, I can't give one. I need to see us win a game first before I even make a damn prediction. I need to see us win a game. It's Marcus's first year. I think these are growing pains. I truly do believe that he can get it turned around. But things are going to start turning, for at least my opinion of Marcus, things are going to start turning if he doesn't fire Tommy Rees by next year. If he's still the OC by next year, there are going to be major problems. Things were looking so up just a few weeks ago. So up. I'm talking contending for national championships within the next 2-3 years. And I think we can contend for natties under Marcus Freeman. It's going to be maybe it's a little too soon, though. Maybe not 2024, 2025, maybe 2026, 2027. I don't know. All you can do is watch and see what the team does and how the team plays. I mean, listen, I like to go on here and think that I know everything. But nobody cares about my opinion, is the reality. No one does. At the end of the day, Marcus is going to do what Marcus wants to do. And I can just hope that Marcus Freeman makes the right decision. Otherwise, this program will turn to crap. So that's about it for me, guys. Go Irish. Hopefully Drew Pine can pull one out this upcoming week against Cal. If we lose to Cal, things will look really, really bad. Even worse than I think they are now. I truly think we should beat Cal and take care of them. But I said that about Marshall too. So that's about it for me, guys, on this long video of Jake Does Sports. This was really just me ranting and raving. I'll see you guys next time, probably for a Cal preview or, I don't know, something or the other. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do the Jake Does Sports Top 25s to either, because I didn't see you guys get a lot of views. It didn't get a lot of views. I don't think many people watch it. Just know that Notre Dame's not a top 25 team right now. Not at all. We'll see how we do against Cal. And Marcus, you're the boss man. You need to start making big frickin' decisions.